Hello there, I'm Mac from Capital Connect. Today, we're going to be talking about real estate negotiations, one of the most important aspects of buying or selling property. Whether you're a seasoned real estate professional or a first-time buyer, negotiating can be a daunting task. But with the right knowledge and a few insider tips, you can be confident in getting the best possible deal. So, let's start with the basics. Real estate negotiations are all about finding common ground between two parties. It's a give and take process that requires patience, tact, and a deep understanding of the market. To be successful in negotiations, you need to be well prepared, know your bottom line, and be willing to compromise. The first step in preparing for real estate negotiations is to do your research. Familiarize yourself with the current market conditions, recent sales in the area, and the details of the property you're interested in. This will give you a good idea of what you can expect in terms of price and help you make informed decisions during the negotiation process. Another key aspect of real estate negotiations is to know your bottom line. What is the absolute minimum amount you're willing to accept for a property, or the maximum you're willing to pay for a property? Having a clear idea of your bottom line will help you avoid getting caught up in the emotional aspect of the negotiations and stay focused on your goals. Now, let's talk about some specific tips and tricks for successful real estate negotiations. Tip #1: be flexible. Real estate negotiations are all about finding common ground, and being flexible can go a long way in getting a good deal. For example, if the seller is asking for a higher price than you're willing to pay, you could suggest splitting the difference or offering to pay a higher price if the seller agrees to include certain appliances or fixtures. Tip #2: don't get emotional. Negotiations can be a high-stakes and emotional process, but it's important to keep your cool and remain level-headed. Stay focused on your goals and don't let your emotions cloud your judgment. Tip #3: be prepared to compromise. Real estate negotiations are a give and take process, and you need to be willing to compromise in order to reach an agreement. Be open-minded and consider different options and scenarios that can benefit both parties. Tip #4: work with a real estate agent. If you're not experienced in real estate negotiations, it can be helpful to work with a real estate agent who has experience in these types of negotiations. They can provide valuable insights, help you make informed decisions, and represent your interests during the negotiation process. These are just a few of the many tips and tricks you can use to be successful in real estate negotiations. By being well prepared, knowing your bottom line, and being willing to compromise, you'll be well on your way to getting the best possible deal. It's also important to remember that negotiations are a two-way street. The other party also has their own goals and interests, and it's important to understand where they're coming from. Listen carefully to their arguments and try to find common ground. And if you're feeling stuck, don't be afraid to take a break and come back to the negotiations later with a fresh perspective. In addition to the tips and tricks we've discussed, there are a few additional strategies you can use to help you negotiate a better deal. One such strategy is to have a contingency plan in place. For example, if you're buying a property and the seller is asking for a higher price than you're willing to pay, you could have a contingency plan in place to look for alternative properties. Another strategy is to build rapport with the other party. By establishing a good relationship with the seller or buyer, you'll be able to work together more effectively to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. Be friendly, professional, and respectful, and make sure to listen carefully to their needs and concerns. Finally, it's important to have good communication skills when it comes to real estate negotiations. Make sure to be clear and concise in your demands and expectations, and avoid using aggressive or confrontational language. Keep in mind that negotiations are a collaborative process, and the goal is to reach a win-win agreement. So, those are our tips and tricks for successful real estate negotiations. Remember, buying or selling a property is a big investment, and taking the time to prepare for the negotiation process can pay off in the end. With the right knowledge and a few insider tips, you can be confident in getting the best possible deal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable investment advice. Contact us for more information. Just click the link in the description below to learn more about our loan options and see if one is right for you.